Okay, so imagine this. You're in South Dakota and these dark clouds start rolling in and the sky turns a ominous green color and the radio says, hail may be on its way. Well, that's what happened to my cousin and I. We sought refuge under that gas pumping, awning where you pump your gas at a Sinclair station. And boy, did it rain. I mean, it just poured. But luckily, there was no hail. And it only lasted for maybe 20 minutes. And then it stopped, and we could be on our way again. And we were on our way to the Minuteman missile site, which is right near the entrance to the Badlands. And I really, really recommend that you catch that. It is fantastic. But then we decided to go to the iconic roadside attraction that every kid remembers. Yep, Wall Drug Store.
Wall drugs, every kid's dream. For some kids, it's not all the Badlands, the scenery, the buffaloes. It's Wall Drug Store. That's right.
Now, to me, Wall Drug is more than just a quirky roadside attraction. It's a marketing miracle. I have an MBA and I used to teach as adjunct faculty at the local university business courses. And I wish I would have thought of this at the time because Wall Drug is an excellent market study. It began in the height of the Great Depression in 1930s. It was Ted Husted and his wife, Dorothy, and his father died, I believe, and he got $3,000, and he decided to invest it in a drugstore, and he picked this one here. But the town they were in was only 300 people, and most of the people were very, very poor. It was the Great Depression. So they almost gave it up when Dorothy had an epiphany. She did what marketers everywhere do. She thought, what do people want when they come out here? In those days, there was no air conditioning. It was very, very bleak out there, very hot in the summer, and very dusty. And people had gone a long ways to get to, let's say, the Badlands or on their way to Mount Rushmore. They were darn thirsty. So she came up with the idea of offering free ice water. And she put up billboards to that fact to get people's attention off the main route. And boy, did it work for her. And she put up a series of signs with different jingles. And it might be one sign said, get a soda. The next sign said, get a root beer. And you turn the next corner and it says, just as near to Highway 16 and 14, Wall Drug. And, of course, that free ice rider, that free ice water sign. It was brilliant. People came. And they're there. They're drinking that free ice water and they think, the kids would like an ice cream or, gosh, maybe I need a little bit of this snack for my trip. People started buying things and Wall Drug started growing. It was a marketing masterstroke. What did they do? They identified a need, right? People were parched. They wanted something cold to drink. They crafted a memorable hook, which was free ice water. And they had effective and very inexpensive advertising, right? Those signs, they got people's curiosity and they kept on going. They thought, I got to see what this Wall Drug is all about. And then there was brand consistency. Over the years, Wall Drug, it expanded and expanded and expanded. But it still has free ice water and coffee for a nickel. Pretty unbelievable. Now, we're going to Wall Drug not for the free ice water. We just had to stop there because we remembered as kids or when I brought my kids there. They loved Wall Drugs because it's full and full of souvenirs. Be it pretty polished rocks, Or my son, who had to have, he was only 5 years old at the time, he saw snakeskin cowboy boots and he had to have them. He wore those all the time. But I'm giving you a warning out there. If you do have kids and stop there, expect a lot of, Mom, can I have this? Dad, can I have this? Oh, this is so cool. I am warning you in advance. But there is something for everyone. Plenty of souvenirs, from postcards to much more expensive gifts. But there are, Christmas ornaments, bookstore, leather goods. I mean, you name it, it's there. It is like a out west mall. And there's plenty of places to eat in there. You can get donuts and your nickel coffee. And of course, ice cream. But what do kids remember? They remember all the goofy things like the animatronics or out in the backyard, getting on the jackalope, which I had to do too. I had to get my picture on the jackalope and my cousin had her picture taken with this old buffalo.
We told you not to get that close to the buffalo.
I mean, there was a lot of really corny photo shoots to take, and young kids love it. And you know what? Again, you might have just traveled 250 miles or more to get near the Badlands, and Wall Drug is right near interior the Badlands. So why not walk through the store a little bit in air-conditioned comfort and enjoy what Wall Drug has to offer. And did you know they still fill prescriptions? If you like zombie movies like me, or series, when I watched Z Nation, yep, it actually had some scenes right at Wall Drug. And of course you could see all these zombie hordes coming across the prairie. But Wall Drug was also mentioned in Nomadland, which Nomadland got the Oscar for Best Movie, and it was where some of the characters worked. So, what makes Wall Drug a success? It's still owned by the same family. It has grew and grew. Sometimes people have signs, they might be in Thailand, I don't know, ridiculously number of miles from Wall Drug. I mean, it really is a phenomenon. It's probably one of the best known roadside attractions in the United States. And yes, it's very, very corny, but I think its appeal lies in that. It kind of reminds you of yesteryear. It's a place to have fun, not a place to take seriously, like it was when we visited the Minuteman missile site. This is just a place to have some goofy pictures and maybe some snacks. But in this digital age, Wall Drug still has a billboard after billboard on your way out there, still using the same marketing method, and it's still working. They build up anticipation, and people finally think, I gotta see this place, and they stop at Wall Drug. So to me, being the kind of business person that I am, I marveled at how the owners understood their audience and delivering value. They didn't really just sell products, they sold an experience. In the 1989 book, Lost Continent, I think Bill Bryson summed it up perfectly. It's an awful place, one of the world's worst tourist traps, but I loved it, and I wouldn't have a word said against it. I couldn't help but agree. So if you're road tripping through South Dakota, maybe you're on the way to the Badlands, or Mount Rushmore, or the Black Hills, Spearfish Canyon, anything in that area, you gotta make a pit stop at Wall Drug. Yep, it's quirky, but it captures the roadside attraction like no other place. Hey, and speaking of road trips, my cousin and I was fortunate enough to go on a road trip out west, and this is just one video in a series. So stay tuned for more of our adventures, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, Prepper Potpourri Escapes, because I'm going to share with you my road trip adventures, my cruising adventures, maybe my day trip adventures, and some of my trips, hacks, and hints. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And remember, adventure awaits. Thank you.